Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Thursday, day 29 of distant learning. Remember, the optional science lesson will be more towards the end of this video, okay? Today in reading, you are to complete 30 minutes reading a story of your choice. We will also be checking yesterday's assignment as well as answering some questions for today. If you haven't numbered your paragraphs in the Rainbow Trout story, please pause this video and go ahead and get started on that. There are a total of 14 paragraphs, okay? There are a total of 14 paragraphs. So go ahead and pause and get that done if you haven't done it already. It should have been done on Monday, okay, when you were annotating, because that's a part of our annotations. So go ahead and pause and do that. La 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 la, and welcome back. So, the computer's being funky with me. Give me just a second. There we go. Okay. First, let's look at, we're going to check our work from yesterday. So let's look at the image on page 3, okay? Let's look at the image on page 3. That is the picture of trout. Okay. So, looking at that picture, I see trout. Trout is in a lake. I see the eagle and the clouds, the sun, and a rainbow, some trees. That's everything that I see. All right. So now let's read the beginning, or let's begin at paragraph 12. Okay, paragraph 12. It starts off by saying trout looked up. Okay, that's where I'm going to read from. And as I'm reading, I want you to listen for the sentences or the parts in the text that really match the illustration that's there, okay? So I'll begin. Trout, here's a character, looked up and saw Eagle, another character, watching him from a treetop. Trout called out, "Eagle, I was wrong. There can be too much sunshine. Now I know that rain is an important part of our world. Without it, the lake, the setting, and everything I need to live will go away." Eagle flew over the mountain and dragged the clouds back. I see that in the picture. Just before they covered over the sun, a bright rainbow came down from the rain clouds and shone on Trout. I see that too in the illustration. The colors splashed onto his scales and changed him into Rainbow Trout. He's a rainbow trout now. Alrighty, so in that, you can really tell that the illustration really does match the text, okay? And when we fill out our chart, looking at that illustration and reading the story, we know that the setting, it takes place in a lake, okay? Where else the trout live? Where else could he live? He's in a lake, all right? And the characters we mentioned as I was reading are Trout and Eagle. Grandfather and grandson are not in this illustration, okay? And then the mood. What mood does this picture convey? Well, we know that Trout realized that he's wrong, okay, and that the rain is a very important part of his world, so he really wants to have the rain come back. So at first, the mood is a little kind of sad because he's coming to realize that he was wrong and all the bad things that happened when the rain was taken away. But then the eagle pulls the clouds back over the mountain. Pulls the clouds. He flies over the mountain and drags the clouds back. The rain clouds are now back over the pond. And a rainbow comes out and Trout turns into a rainbow trout. And so Trout is, if a fish is smiling, that fish is smiling, okay? That is a smiling fish if I've ever seen one, okay? He's happy, and he's got a beautiful, I don't want to say coat because fish don't have coats, but his scales are beautiful now. They're rainbow-like, okay? So I would say that the mood changes into a very happy mood, okay? Now what I want for you to do is I want for you to turn to the Wednesday page in your packet, okay? It says Wednesday, it's on the same page as your work that you did yesterday. It says Wednesday on there in the middle, okay? This is your assignment for today. I know that today is Thursday, so it's a little silly, but remember, we're getting out of writing that essay again. So today is Thursday. You will be completing Wednesday's work, except there are 3 questions there. You are only answering 2. You are only answering 2, the first 2, okay? Do not answer the 3rd question. I repeat, do not answer the 3rd question, okay? All right, so you are to answer the following questions using support from the story. Now remember, you have taken notes on this story and deeply annotated or made sense of the text and the illustrations. So this should be easy, okay? The questions are, the first one says, and it's using the illustration on page 2. How does the illustration support the reader's understanding of the characters? Use details from the text to support your answer, okay? And the next question, which is on the next page, it says, how does the illustration support the reader's understanding of the setting? Use details from the text to support your answer, okay? Now that all goes with the illustration on page 2, okay? Those are the 2 questions that you are answering. That is it. Again, do not answer the 3rd question that is on there. Now, your answers must be written in complete sentences, okay? Meaning you need to rephrase the question and use the question when you answer. You need to give your answer, and you need to support your answer with details from the story. You must write no less than 4 sentences for each answer. So your answer to number 1 should have 4 or more sentences. Your answer to number 2 should have 4 or more sentences. Got it? Use the support. Use those details from the story to help you answer your answer the questions, okay? And that is that for reading. Let's move on to science. Okay, so if you have your science packet, or if not, I'm sorry, go ahead and turn to the Thursday page. The Thursday page is Thursday, day 4. And your bell ringer says, which of the animals listed is an amphibian? Which of the animals listed is an amphibian? Is it A, a frog, B, a spider, C, an alligator, or D, a black bear? Which of those animals is an amphibian? Okay, next. Engineering design, test and redesign. So, you may skip this if you don't have eggs. Okay, if you don't have eggs, it's all good. But what it wants you to do is it wants for you to test your bird design. Remember that the bird nest needs to be able to hold the weight of at least 2 eggs. This is approximately 2.5 ounces. You should only use real eggs to test your design if an adult is with you and gives you permission. Raw eggs can have bacteria called salmonella on them, which can make you sick, so you need to wash your hands after touching the eggs. You can also put 2.5 ounces of water in a Ziploc bag and use that to test if you don't have eggs. Okay. You can name your design, say whether or not it holds the weight of the 2 eggs, and whether or not it'll keep the birds warm, okay? And then the questions ask, what part of your design worked well? What part of your design could be improved? And list your ideas for improving your design. Alrighty, friends, I hope that you have a wonderful Thursday. And yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. See y'all.